Welcome back to another episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Samantha. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. What's up with you?
Nothing, just feeling crushed by capitalism. And it's just one of those weeks where it's just really all hitting me. But yeah, that's how I am. How are you?
I'm tired. I probably slept like 2 hours last night. And so I'm just like really tired. And then I'm kind of sad. I don't know. I'm sad. I have to I don't know. I was kind of having like a panic attack last night. I couldn't sleep because I was kind of basically having a panic attack last night. And then
what?
Just everything that's going on. And then I just feel like everything that could be going wrong is going wrong. Sorry, I'm yawning. I'm just so tired. Everything that's going wrong is going wrong at the same time. And so I feel like
I guess I'm not alone.
No, I mean, we're not alone, and there's obviously people who deal with way worse, right? But it's just that it's more so I'm a little sad because, you just have to live through it. I've had other times in my life where I've felt like this. It's not new, but it's just like, I'm also sleepy. So I think that just exacerbates it. But I am thankful for what I have and that I can sleep tonight. So that's what's getting me through. And so that's fine. But we have so much good stuff today.
Yes.
Let's get to it. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. What's on trial? Let's talk
who's
first.
On trial?
Okay, I have like 3 things I want to talk about today. The first one, let's talk about the juicy, like the biggest meat I feel like on the bone, which is Beyonce and Jay-Z have been under fire this week because they were like pictured sitting at a table with Ivanka Trump and was it Jared? Jared Kushner, and also so basically they were at some type of gala dinner fundraiser for what's it called? Something Alliance. Reform Alliance, which Jay-Z is the co-founder of. They do work with prison reforming, basically. And so a lot of people were kind of just having this conversation of why the hell is Beyonce sitting at the table with Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner? For, and this is what I'll say, for everything that Beyonce has told us that she stands for, especially in her later music, with Black Parade, Lemonade. I mean, there's just so many of her music which kind of points to that she would actually never surround herself in a table with those people. I feel like this was a choice. Like, I hate to say it like that, but sometimes your fave can disappoint you. There's no world to me that Beyonce is now at a point in her life where she knows before every event who's at her table, who she's sitting next to, all of those things. So I believe that she absolutely knew that going into it. But then also her husband being the co-founder, I can't imagine he doesn't have control over who's a certain amount of pull over who's invited, or a certain amount of pull of who's sitting at the table. And so to me, this is all everyone knew what it was, basically. And I feel like one thing that I'm always reminded by with them is that they are capitalists first. Like, they're not going to do anything that harms their money. They're not going to do anything that does not keep them at the table of billionaires. So if they have to rub shoulders with people that might be in the public eye embarrassing, spineless, inappropriate, all those things, they're fine to do it to keep their status. I believe that there are people that think, well, you'd rather have a Black person at the billionaire table than not a seat at the table at all. A lot of people would counter that with saying there should be no table like this ever. So it doesn't matter what color you are, the table's corrupt anyway. So your seat is corrupt. The last thing I'll say is that, so basically what I'm trying to say is, like, I think they probably have to do business with these people, or they have to have some type of relationship with these people that's cordial because they are in this class, this financial class. I also feel like it might have something to do with the casino Jay-Z is trying to build in Times Square, as I keep bringing up, that, like, I would not be surprised if somewhere down the line Ivanka or Jared have something to do with it getting built, or have something to do with like getting people to be okay with it. Because I think the last data point I saw was 65% of people are against the casino. So even just getting permits, getting the the okay, I would not be surprised if Trump, who has a lot of real estate in New York City, has they're working even with his associates or family members to get this thing done. And so for me, it's a big disappointment. It's again goes back to what I said earlier in the pod and a couple episodes ago, where they are more like the United Healthcare CEO who got assassinated than like us. They are not like us. And we need to stop expecting that they are. We can enjoy their music, but we have to get real about possibly who they are. And one thing I always say is we don't know who they are. Beyonce plays Beyonce every single time she gets on gets on her documentary. Every single time she gets on a stage, she performs Beyonce for us. We actually don't know who she is. She could be a Mother Teresa. She could also be terrible. You know what I'm saying? These are this possibilities we have to keep open. And so I am not like, this does not go against my theories of who Beyonce is, because I don't know her. So she absolutely could be someone who is okay with these things because of it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Sorry. When I saw the picture, especially after, like, I mean, America is definitely like on fire. Like, there's, I think, just masks are off and like not even trying to have masks on. And so, this week was very tense. Like, there was this huge tension around just the right leaning politics and Trump and all that stuff. And so for days later to be at a table with Ivanka Trump, and like, my first thought was like, this could be, I feel like a lot of celebrities are trying to cover their ass to like either make a statement, because people have been forced to make a statement. I'm talking about the killing of Charlie Kirk, and like kind of this forced empathy that I feel like a lot of celebrities have been having to show. So I kind of like, that was my first thought, and then as I just had more takes, or just like heard more takes and just had more time to sit with it, it's just like, yeah, these people are a part, like, those are their people. Like, they are a part of the 1%. It is not like, I feel like they have to deal with each other in ways that we wouldn't even imagine. Like, where their kids go to school and the events that they go to and things like that. And I think it should show us that, like, to them, like, they're protecting their money and their investments, and like, that's pretty much the bottom line. Like, like, politics is business, and they are protecting their finances. Like, they don't have to a lot of times deal with they don't have to deal with the effects of these politics. So like, they will get the best doctors regardless. Like, there won't be denied care or things like that. So it's it is just another reminder. Like, I feel like we've had many times on the show where it's just like, yep, like, they are billionaires and they're, acting as such.
Acting, yeah. And I feel like one thing that they do well is acting. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's just like, I feel like sometimes, in her documentary, she tries to be very relatable, and she'll just talk. And I feel like, yes, she's a human, but she lives a different human experience. And she's been living a different human experience since she was 15, and she's at a point now where she can literally, for example, I know that they want to build a castle in the Cotswolds. And I say that, like, me and Julia, a couple, like 2 or 3 years ago, did a trip to London, and we did an excursion to the Cotswolds. So like, we see that it's like a little village. Like, literally, they have, like, there's so much history there. Like, they didn't change the stone, they didn't change the way they make the stone. Like, there's so much history in this town, where it's like tradition. It's very villagey. There's like little cottages. They're about to build a fucking castle. Apparently, the people in the community are not even happy about this, and they don't want them to come and build this big ass castle in the middle of this like village. But I say all this to say, these are people who can do what they want when they want to, as far as being like, we will come into an area in a town that we know nothing about. We know nothing about the culture. We know nothing about the heritage here and the traditions, and we're about to completely disrupt the entire environment and build a castle. These are people whose carbon footprints are like on the top 5 for humans in the country, you know? These are people who probably if they saw a building, like, you know how we talk about gentrifiers and stuff, saw a building in DC that was owned by an old black lady, would give her $20 million to get out so they could build a fucking basketball court. You know what I'm saying? It's like they are capitalists first. That is one thing I'm getting reminded of. And so I'm not surprised that they are at the table with
once
Jared
you get
and Ivanka.
there, once you get to $1 billion, like there's things that you've had to overlook or close to there. Like, you know, there's ethics that you have had to overlook. And so that should just tell us, like, you know, not looking, you know, like not like choosing to be ignorant about the harm that you cause doesn't disqualify you from the harm that you cause. And I think it's fucked up. Like, I think this casino in New York is just so
insane.
It's just like, honestly, I'm sorry. Like, not that Beyonce has no blame, but I blame Jay-Z for a lot of this stuff. Like, I feel like Beyonce, and at least
she's gonna stick beside him.
Yes, like I feel like I was talking to Danielle about this. Like, I want to believe that I would rather believe that Beyonce is like in this, you know, relationship that's like, you know, kind of she's controlled by, like, you know, like he is kind of, you know, just all the things we've talked about, like that she was groomed, you know, he was older than her. She's been a part of her career since the very beginning, or like not since the very beginning, but since like her solo career, and a part of every business decision since then. And so, you know, I'm always imagining what these conversations are like, and I'm just like, I could see Jay-Z being like, you know, this is just like the move we gotta make, and like, you know, and she did tell us like she is the partner that'll be there to close the deal, and like she is the Coretta to his Martin Luther King and stuff. And so it's just, I just feel like Jay-Z is old, and I think he is attached to these old ideas of money, and like a casino in Times Square is not what the people need.
It's not what people need, and it's just the most, it's like in the most capitalist like landmark of our nation. I would say it's Times Square. Like, that's where you do all the advertising, the billboards, like, all the mega things, and then you want to build a casino. Like, that is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard.
And I also just feel like you are contributing to
displacement. You're contributing to like
addiction,
addiction, increase of gambling. Money. You can't tell me that the rent's not going to go up with the casino by Roc Nation being put in that area, in the theater district. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that's not going to rise prices. I feel like
this is a old idea that Jay-Z, you know, a dream that he had when he was young, and is just, you know, still wanting to make this happen, and but also at the same time leaving America. Like, you know, it's just like, that's
exactly
so fucked up
and then, but then also, I also just, I mean, there's so many layers. We can go any further. Leaving America, going into a community you have no roots to, nothing, you have no connection to, other than the fact that you can afford it. You go there and you're building a castle. You can't tell me that's not going to also increase fucking prices over there in that community. Like, we would call that person a gentrifier. People in Brooklyn would throw eggs at this person. You know what I'm saying? If they saw some property manager coming over and saying, I want this land, I'm building a castle here. Like, it goes even further with like the disruption, with the displacement, with the creating inequities with money, disrupting a community. It goes even further. He's doing that now in a different country. Like, and it's hard for me, because I'm like, to me, they're both at blame. Because if I was with someone, so for example, my partner's white, if Julia said the N-word, I would still be at fault. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm at fault for staying with someone who's going to say the N-word. She sucks for saying it. It's the same in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're at fault for staying with someone who makes such,
it doesn't
who
rid
is,
her of
yeah,
who is
exactly.
It just makes me feel like I'm just like, I would hope to think that it's like, it's sad. Like, either way, it's not good. Like, that you are, dependent on, and you're, willing to stick beside a man regardless. Like, that's not a good character,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a good, like, sign of, like, good character. I just am saying, like, I do kind of feel like he is the one that is pulling the strings, and Beyonce is like Beyonce. Like, she's the face. Like, she brings so much value to him as a business person. But yeah, I think also just like being at a table smiling with Ivanka Trump at this moment is
terrible.
insane.
Yes, it's insane.
It is insane.
And that's why I just like, I'm not buying. We love Beehive. We have Beehive Buzz. Check it out on Patreon. But I am not falling for, she had no control over where she was seating. Absolutely, she was there. If your husband is the co-founder, you absolutely have control over that. But secondly, Beyonce is at a point in her career where she does not probably go to the Grammys without knowing who's at her table. She does not go to an event without knowing who's sitting next to her. Beyonce does not leave the house. Sorry, Beyonce leaves the house and we don't see it. Beyonce is very intentional about what we get to see and what we don't. And so for her to be at that table, she was okay with it, and I'm sure she's getting something out of it.
Oh yeah, they're definitely.
And I can't imagine that anything Ivanka wants is good for my well-being. That's all.
No. This is beneficial to them only. Yes. They raised a lot of money that night, but at the end of the day, we just don't believe it. Like, we don't believe that you guys have any sort of best interest for the community.
No, because you're not a part of the community. You live in a gated community in California, probably surrounded by a bunch of white people. Your kids probably go to white schools. You're about to move to the Cotswolds, which I would love to. But I would love to know the percentage of demographics there, because when I went, I was the only Black person I saw in those villages, all except if they were a tourist. So all I have to say is you're not. I can't imagine it's for us, because you don't live by for us. Like, let's be fucking for real. Like you walk through your day to day. You probably the only Black people you see are probably the people you employ or your family. You probably don't see any off of just like your life.
It's just crazy to play in our faces and like say that you're for the culture and you're good on every MLK Boulevard, and that
because you're Beyonce. But if you weren't Beyonce, you wouldn't.
Yeah, and for like, people are gonna get hungry enough. Like, this is not. They need to definitely be careful with just flaunting their wealth. They're just like showing who they are, because at the end of the day, these people are connected. Like, whether we see it or not, like, they can call Trump on the phone if they really wanted to, and like, I'm sure him and Jay-Z have had conversations, absolutely, especially like you said about New York real estate. And so it's like, to see it is just, this is what happens behind the scenes, and it's just.
But unfortunately, she won't, and we'll wrap it up because we do have other things to talk about, but unfortunately, she won't receive any backlash. I feel like outside of what she's getting now, it's not going to hurt her financially. It's not going to hurt her status-wise, because people like Beyonce, Taylor Swift, like, I feel like, and even at the time when Michael Jackson was alive, I would say Michael Jackson, they were able, and Bill Cosby, they have this thing where they're able to pivot beyond speculation. That's why I always say it'll be interesting to see how people talk about Beyonce in her death, because, and I'm not trying to say that to be me, like, weird or anything, but eventually we all die. Because I feel like that's when sometimes people are okay, like a little bit more okay to be more critical about their legacy. And of course, she'll have an impactful and amazing, legacy, groundbreaking, one of the, biggest, greatest performance artists of our time. But I do think there will be a conversation around how she moved as a Black woman with so much power and financial power and how she
at
used
this
that.
specific
Yes.
time
And I think
in
we might even see
history.
the results of that. Say this casino does get built in a couple of years, and in 60 years she dies. I'm curious to see over that time period what that what this casino did to that environment, because there will be backlash. There will be people that lost, and so I think I just
It's just like,
hope.
why? Like, I just want to
I think
ask
it's all
them,
about
like,
money. It's all
why?
about money. It's all about money.
I know, but I'm just like, I get that, but I really wish that really wish they could be confronted with some type of reality or question, because it's just like, a casino, my nigga.
The thing is, she's
you want to
not.
just live out, make a music video about
The
being in
thing
a
is,
casino, like, you love
and
this
this is
casino
why
shit.
I sometimes
And
I find.
I just want to say this, like, I don't respect Jay-Z for just, I feel like he has always just growing up, selling crack, selling drugs, like, doing this just feels like a crosswalk to that. Like, it just feels like you are exploiting people and their addictions and money that they don't have. And it's just like, you can't, and to put it in Times Square is crazy. Like, have your private gambling parties with people that can gamble like that. But like, people can't afford this. And I kind of don't feel like, I mean, maybe it'll do well because people,
I think it will. I think it will.
but I could see that becoming like a ghost town in a few years. Like, who knows what New York's going to even look like.
This is my thing. It's like, to do this and to hide their hand. This is my thing. They will never, like when you were like, I wish we could just ask and, pose these questions. They would never sit down for an interview with those types of questions, because at this point in their careers, they only sit down for interviews with pre-planned questions, So it's like, and if they did ask about the casino, he has a manufactured answer he can respond with. They would never sit to a normal conversation where they're just, it like Meghan Markle style with Oprah, when she was like, we didn't plan these questions beforehand. She has no idea what I'm going to ask. That would never happen with Beyonce and Jay-Z, because they would hide their hand.
And
they do these
I
things
think
and hide
they're
their hand.
just in an echo chamber of themselves.
Absolutely.
Of just like, we are like, like, we got to be at these tables, be like, it's just like,
if someone has a critical thought in that room, I would love to hear it, because it's like, does anyone talk about the table itself? God, let's move on. They're pissing me off.
Yeah, it's sad. We do need to get into Beyonce and shopbeyonce.com on the Patreon.
Oh my God. Yeah,
which is another capitalistic thing.
Venture where you're exploiting people. You're taking people's money and then not delivering.
Which is crazy. Come on.
I also wanted to talk about, we'll get to Cardi B at the end. So like there is a creator. We just want to hear y'all opinion. So there's a creator. She was going to a wedding. She's a Black woman. She's pregnant. She posted what she was going to wear and also talked about she got backlash at the wedding for what she was wearing. So what she was wearing, and maybe we'll put a picture if you can, I can send you a screenshot. Okay. But it was a blue. Think about Jennifer Lopez when she went to that Grammys for that iconic dress where she has that green dress. It's silk and it's like really low cut in the iconic dress. The iconic dress is really low cut in the front, and it's like the cut goes all the way down to her belly button and back up. So the pregnant woman, she wore a purple dress that was the same cut. So very deep V-neck cut in the front, that goes all the way down to her belly button and back up. So she says she received a lot of backlash at the wedding because people said her wedding outfit was inappropriate. And on TikTok, people said the same thing. She responds by saying people are body shaming her because she's pregnant, yada, yada, yada. And other people are being like, no, there's different boundaries and rules you have for weddings. Like, for example, you don't wear white because the bride's going to wear white. One of them is also that you're not going to wear a dress that shows your entire cleavage cut all the way down to your belly button and up. So, because it distracts from the main event, which is the bride. And that's a very, it's a very like, look at me, like showgirl, like Vegas-y type of thing. So me and Samantha were talking about this the other day, and it was funny because we had differing opinions. I think it is inappropriate. I'm not saying it's not a cute dress. I'm not saying you shouldn't wear it when you're pregnant. I love the whole showing your stomach when you're pregnant. But I do think there is an unspoken rule at weddings that you don't upshow the bride. Now, let me be very clear. I'm very critical of brides. So I'm like, for brides, I feel like I'm always like, well, if I'm a bride, it's impossible to show me up because I'm coming hard, right? But some brides don't come that hard, and you can show them up. I do believe I've been at some weddings where I did look better than the bride. I hate to say it, but I will say that, like, this was a deliberate choice that you knew would be distracting. To wear a dress that shows your, like, a deep cut of your cleavage, then goes down to your stomach, then goes down to your belly button and back up. You can't tell me that other people, when you walk into a room, aren't looking at you like, what? Like, like at a wedding, it's distracting. You become a talking piece about your fashion rather than the bride. I think that dress would have been appropriate for a birthday, a girl's trip, vacation, any other place. But I'm saying, to choose that, to wear that to a wedding, my first question is just why? You had no other option than this deep cut of a dress for a wedding. I don't know. Like, there's been times, sorry, this is the last thing I'll say. There's been times where I've gone to weddings where, like, I wanted to wear, like, this headpiece that's like a crown that has, like, spikes, and Julie's like, why would you wear that? Like,
a crown is kind of wild to me.
I mean, no, it's not like it's just like it has spikes. Like, it's like a headband has like spikes. And to me, I'm like, if I'm the bride, I'm coming harder than this, so wear it. Like, if someone wants to wear this to my fucking wedding, wear it. But she was like, no, people are still gonna look at you and be like, wow, that's really beautiful. It's gonna be a piece to talk about, and you don't want to do anything that's distracting. And I'm like, fine, bet, I'll take the headband off. So I said that to say, I'm just shocked that she didn't have any thought that, like, this might just be taking away from a fashion moment from the bride, because you're wearing a dress that is cut down to your belly button. You had no other dress?
I just sent you a screenshot of, like, what it looked like on the website from Naked Wardrobe. I did not, like, when I saw the dress. First of all, I am not, like, I don't know all the rules of, like, just different things. Like, oh, like, obviously not wearing white is something we've all heard, because it's just like, the bride's the only person wearing white. Fine. I do feel like I've just never been, and maybe it's because I know that, I'm not afraid of my shine being taken, or like, I just don't. And I don't know. I just kind of, like, feel like that is, I hate that feeling. I felt like that a lot of just like, oh, I don't want to, make somebody uncomfortable by how, like, good I look, or
just whatever. What you're wearing. It's not
or
even
what
that.
I'm wearing.
You would never wear white to a wedding.
Okay, white, fine. But, like, when I look at this dress first of all, when I look at the dress on the website from Naked Wardrobe, I don't feel like that looks that crazy.
It doesn't, like, but it didn't look like that on her.
Right, but, like,
but also this isn't appropriate for a wedding.
That's, like, I think that is objective. Like, I don't think that is inappropriate. Like, I have boobs. Like, it's just like, okay,
yeah.
And that's why.
But this is a dress that accentuates the boobs. This isn't a dress that, okay, like,
but this is. It's just like, okay, well, then what the fuck is like, what am I supposed to do? Like, like,
just wear a dress that doesn't cut down to your belly button. What do you mean? Okay, what am I supposed to do?
But if I have boobs and I have a dress that accentuates my boobs in some way, like, that's just,
there's ways to do that tastefully. Like, I feel like Beyonce, I think about Beyonce's dress that she wore to her sister's wedding, which was white, but I guess that was the theme. It was body framing, and her boobs were, like, pushed up a little. Like, it was like, it showed that she had, a figure, and I feel like that was tastefully done. She didn't come in with a dress cut down to her belly button. Like, I feel like there's different ways to, like, style your body to make it seem like you look good.
I guess. I just don't think that, to me, I feel like, first of all, I think it does make it different that she's pregnant. Like, I don't know. I feel like it makes it less, like, I don't know. I feel like it makes it less like I'm trying to steal the show or whatever. Like, I just feel like I don't know. When I saw it, I was just like, okay, like, people are being really, like, this is apparently a rule that when I look at it, I'm not, like, completely offended by what she's wearing.
You might not be, but I think there are just like you have been to weddings in your life. You have never chosen a dress like that. The options of dreading dresses you sent me for Cody's wedding, some of them show your figure. are tasteful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are not like this would definitely show your figure, but it's tasteful. Your boobs might actually even be pushed up in this, but that's fine.
But
I
don't know.
I just feel like there is maybe it's old fashioned, whatever it is, but I do think there's certain rules for weddings that you don't do.
I think it's kind of
I also think because it's formal too. I also think weddings usually are formal. That is not a formal dress. That's a dress I would wear on like a date night in Greece. You know what I'm saying? That dress is not a dress that if someone said, please wear formal attire, you would run to. I don't think anyone would run to that.
I don't know what the dress code was for the
I don't know what the dress code was either, but what I'm saying is usually, typically for weddings, it's not like dressed like you're on a date night in Greece. It's like, it's a little bit more formal than that. And so I say that to say, even if this wasn't in a church, say this was at a banquet hall.
Say this was on a beach.
To me, it still would be a little bit inappropriate. I don't know. It's like, I've seen people dress for beach weddings and they're not wearing a dress cut down to their belly button. And
inappropriate would be like your ass is out, like
that would be inappropriate anywhere.
Or just
you can't leave the house with your butt out.
Or just, I don't know. I just don't. I could see why this woman went out and felt like she was fine. Like,
I think everyone thought she was fine. She looked great.
No, but I'm saying, like, I feel like she didn't have any idea that this was somehow going to distract from the bride. Like, I don't know. I think
she knew.
That's crazy.
I think she had a feeling maybe this is inappropriate, but I'm going to wear it anyway. I look good. And then she got there and she was met with things. We've all worn things like that before. I feel like I've put on things with either our uniform or just things where I'm like, I might get away with this, but this might be a little too much. And I think she left the house like that.
I don't know. I think I'm also just, again, like, I don't have all these like I think I know that people are, I guess I just think of it from my perspective. If it was my wedding, like, I wouldn't give a fuck. I would not give a fuck of what she wore.
Yes, but that's you. But I think if we think of like the typical like standard wedding like dress codes, like I just looked up like what are like do's and don'ts for weddings. The first thing that came up was avoiding white or ivory. The second thing was dressing appropriately for the event's formality. And so I feel like always dress to, okay, if the dress code isn't specified, look for clues. Okay. So yeah, basically, I feel like it says wear comfortable, well-fitting attire that allows for movement and dancing. I just think it's just a rule. Like, you don't, even if we take the bride out of it, you dress, there is a level of formality, I guess, in my mind that comes with the wedding.
I think it depends on the wedding.
Yes, but I think for most typical weddings, there is a level of formality. I can't wear this, right? And so, like, I mean,
duh. Right. But I'm just saying, but her dress versus what? A evening gown. But
there's more room in between, is what I'm saying.
I get that, but like, I'm saying that
the dresses you sent me were in between that, right?
I know, but what I'm just saying is that I don't know. I don't know what type of wedding this was, but I don't think
that's appropriate. If I had to look up dresses for a wedding, I don't think that dress was appropriate for any wedding. I think that the dress was beautiful. I think it looked great on her. I think it's a beautiful dress. I think this dress is appropriate for a date night. I think this dress is appropriate for a girls' trip. I think this dress is very appropriate for all those things.
I feel like it is a date night for those, like that couple. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to a wedding. She has her man with her. Yes, but it's
not her personal date night. She's going to
thinking about
an event. Well, she should. That's the point. I think people are saying in their critiques, like, you clearly aren't thinking about anyone else but yourself in this.
Who is like? Is this a patriarchal thing? Like, I'm like, is this because who's distracted by this?
I don't even say I'm not even talking about distracted anymore. I'm just talking about the level of, like, for weddings, this is not an appropriate dress. I don't even care about distracted. Like, I've been most of the weddings I have been to.
I feel like
most of the weddings
people are saying about this particular dress.
I think that there is a level of distraction in the sense that you're wearing an inappropriate dress. So when you walk in, people will be like, "What the fuck is she wearing?" Like, I think that's the level of distraction. I don't think the distraction was she looks so good, she looks better than the bride. I think the distraction is more so when she walks in, people are like, oh my God, do you see what that girl's wearing? Like, I think it's that. I don't think
I wouldn't think that.
if
I was attending a wedding, I would not think that about her.
I would, and I've actually thought that. Like, literally, like I went to a wedding. She's never gonna listen to the podcast, but I went to a wedding where this man was wearing an Eagles suit. So like the suit,
well, that is
the suit had the like Philadelphia Eagles logo all on it. It was a suit. He had a tie, he had a button down, everything. But the blazer and the pants had Philadelphia Eagles written all over it. That everyone when he but I'm saying it's inappropriate. But if he could say, I'm wearing a suit, like I'm in a banquet hall, y'all said wear a suit, like he could do the thing we're doing right now. But I'm saying at the end of the day, he was wearing a suit, but everyone talked about him. The minute he walked in, everyone was like, oh my God, do you see that man in a
comparable?
I do. I think they're both outfits that make people say, what are you wearing? And I feel like yes, but I guess she got enough stares that she was like made a video about it. So I'm saying the majority of people at the wedding she was at were like, what are you wearing? And so I'm saying they both are outfits like that. They're both outfits like that. And
I do want to say, I do think that this could be this could be rooted in a, like, you know, don't distract from, don't be more, you don't want to be attracting the groom. Like, I think that,
oh wow, I didn't even think that.
I do think that is an idea of this. Like, I think, like, deeply rooted, because like I think that is a part of it. Because if you're talking about your cleavage, like having your cleavage out and blah,
I just
blah,
think there's a level of appropriateness for a wedding where I'm not going to wear, I could show cleavage. There's nothing wrong with showing cleavage, but showing cleavage where it's down to your belly button is different. Like I feel like I've gone to plenty of weddings where people wear low cut things, but like I said, there's a way to be tasteful about it.
Yeah. And I guess I just think that I'm just kind of like on the air of just
I'm always,
I don't know.
When I go to
think
weddings, I'm all see, and that's a problem. I think
no, I don't think about judging people when they walk in the room of what they're wearing. That's what I'm saying.
I think that
I'm not
whenever
saying that I'm thinking about other people around me, but I do think that it's just kind of like I'm not thinking about that girl's dress, like,
I think if someone walks in with an inappropriate dress, then I will say something. If it's not say something, but say something to someone else. And if somebody walks in with an inappropriate suit, I'll do the same. I think for me, though, whenever I go to a wedding, I usually err on the side of dressing modest. My style, not modest, because I don't really wear anything that's crazy.
But I would say that when I was looking for my dress, it was a like, okay, like my boobs are gonna look really big in this, like, like,
I wasn't thinking like that at all when I know,
but that's, we do have different body types, we have different style, like, like I wear halter tops that, like, my boobs are out sometimes. And so when I'm looking at the dresses, I am like thinking like, okay, there's a level of modesty, and also
I think that's
just
okay, like, for weddings.
There's a level of modesty, and there's also a level of like, making sure that my body doesn't look too voluptuous in this moment. But and that's frustrating. But
it might be frustrating, but we should move on. But I do think that one thing about weddings, everybody has a different standard. But I do think
it's just good to know, people. Like, if you haven't, like, look, you should go look at it so that you know that. Don't wear that to weddings.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, I think it's appropriate. Yeah, some people would think it's inappropriate. Like I would caution people to think that. And yeah, some people would think it's appropriate.
Yes.
Okay, the last thing. Okay, so Cardi B officially announced that she is pregnant with her fourth baby, Stephon Diggs, the football player from the DMV. One thing I'll say is that it's funny because for her entire court trial, people were like, she's pregnant. She was trying to act like she wasn't. She was trolling people, being like, it's just my bulletproof vest. The whole time the girl was pregnant. I mean, congratulations. A lot of people are upset because they're just like, last time you released your album, you were about to go on tour, you got pregnant, and now you're literally doing the same thing. Are we ever getting, like, what's going to happen with that? She is going on tour.
Yeah, so that's
going to be interesting. Is she going to be? I wonder if she'll be like showing on tour. That's really interesting.
Let me look at the tour date because I kind of feel like it must be after she has the baby. Let me see.
I will say congratulations. She moves fast. Like, I mean, the divorce, is it finalized?
I
I don't
mean, that
even
lady
believe
is
it's
fertile.
finalized. And
It's definitely
she's
gonna be after the baby comes.
oh, okay. She's not
Starts
the
in
like
February.
oh, okay, yeah. She like I don't think the divorce is even finalized and she's pregnant by her boyfriend. I mean, she moves quick.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
And she really be
we
fucking
kind of
without
knew that she
protection.
was. We kind of knew that she was pregnant. Then it was like kind of hazy.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that whoever's on her team, like that's doing this rollout, is very smart to
Mm-hmm.
put the tour dates out,
Mm-hmm.
have
Mm-hmm.
her like out, then to announce it,
Mm-hmm.
with Gail.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is pretty spot on PR. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't really be too mad at the things that people are mad at is the tour for
Yep.
real. Like when it comes to this, so I
And
think
this is a
that
tweet. Sorry, this is a tweet from the thing. She said, as soon as I give birth, the tour rehearsal starts." Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm. So I think that was that kind of quote shut people up in terms of like
Mm-hmm.
that. I think it is definitely, I'm sure Offset is punching the air, and I do think that she definitely moves on quick, and to have a baby is crazy, but she has the money. And
Yeah, she does.
what is the what else was I gonna say? She has the money. And oh yeah, I kind of think it's like, sadly, it might be a little bit of an fu to Offset. Like it's just like the things that he was saying about, you're my baby mama, I won. And it's just like, well, now I'm not your only baby mama. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like now you really don't have that over me. So
I
it's
and I agree.
interesting.
That's a really good point. I didn't think about that. I will say, like, I love her album rollout and like she's been in the headlines from the start with the court trial to her selling CDs on the street. She did the sit down with Kelly. She did the sit down with Gail. She's really doing like the old fashioned PR runs for albums, which I think is really cool. I hope the album is fire. Especially now that she's like pregnant by her boyfriend. This is an FU to Offset. Like, I hope this is fire. She released the features that she's gonna have on the album, and you saw that those people like had that like "I am the drama" like on their like Instagram stories yesterday. I was like, they're like, this is a rollout, honey.
Yes, I know people. They have like people putting like, "What's your favorite Cardi B moment?"
Mm-hmm,
Like
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
that is,
I'm
it's
like very proud of her for this.
yeah. Because at first we were not. We were like, we don't know how this is gonna do, but I do think people will push play.
I agree, especially now. I do. It's interesting, this phenomenon though of just like getting pregnant by like the men you're with.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, like someone I just retweeted like every man doesn't need a souvenir, and like I was just like, that's interesting. But I would love to know, because it's just like you had 3 babies with Offset, you're now newly in a relationship, and now you're having a baby. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I would
You
love to
don't
talk
have
to
to do
her.
that.
Yeah, I would love to just talk to her about that. I'm not trying to say it's a bad thing. Like, again, congratulations. Like, I believe, it's a beautiful thing to have a baby, and not many people are fortunate to do it. So like that's amazing. But like I would just love to pick people's brains sometimes when they do this, because I'm like, so do you envision that you'll be with Stefan for a while? Like, I guess I'm just like, we know how it played out with Offset. We know that he basically isn't a father to Blossom. Like, it's like, I hope that like Stefan is a better man, because I'm like, say this ends in 6 months, you have a new baby with, again, as a single parent
Mm-hmm.
who maybe has an active father in their life, maybe they don't. I guess I'm just like, I hope we're being responsible sexually, because I mean, yes, you have the finances and the means, so it's like sometimes we look the other way. But I feel like had one of my students in Milwaukee, their moms did this, we would be looking at them differently. And so
Yeah, I mean,
I
I do
just I don't
think
know.
finances make a difference. But I think this is one of those things that's like only time will tell. Like I've
Mm-hmm.
seen even just people that I follow online, like their timelines of having babies,
Mm-hmm.
and like it doesn't really look like it makes sense, and
Mm-hmm.
and then it ends up like, oh, like this actually works for y'all. Like, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, who knows what's gonna happen with them. They're young.
They are.
I mean, they're our age.
Well, which is young. I mean,
So,
you're 32. Like,
yeah, like she's
I can't imagine being
32
32 with 3 kids, or now 4. I don't care how much money you got. I can't imagine that.
I mean, they live a different life again. Like, they have help beyond what we know, so it's different for them. I don't know what I would do if I was rolling in dough like that. I don't think I would be having 4 kids either, but
No, I don't care how much money I have. I'm not having 4
but that's
kids.
just not my thing. Like, she might just really love babies. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna listen. I'm looking forward to listening to the album. I'm sure the baby will be cute. I hope.
Oh, the baby's gonna be adorable.
Does Stefan Diggs have a kid yet?
I don't think so. I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
He does. He has one daughter who was born in October 2026 from a previous relationship.
2020 happened.
I mean, it's 2016. Sorry.
Oh, so she's old. She's almost 10. Wow. Okay, not old, but like he's a kid. He's a full-grown kid.
Yes.
Okay.
So I hope he's being active there. Like I hope Stefan is an active father. That's what we hope.
We hope so. And like, and I also want to say Coyle Ray's baby that you sent me is so cute.
God,
she looks like a doll. And she's so chubby.
I just sent it to you because it was like the same 3-month thing.
As Aries had. She's exactly how I expected her to look. She's adorable. Her little double chin.
So cute.
My gosh.
Yeah.
New life, man.
Yes, there's these new babies out here.
We wish her a healthy pregnancy, a healthy delivery, healthy baby, and healthy parenting. Tour. Yes, and fun tour. We know one thing we know about Cardi B is she's a good mother. I feel like that's one thing she's always shown us is that she puts her kids first regardless. And so I'm sure she'll continue to do that.
Yes.
I'm hoping this is a good sophomore album. Invasion of Privacy was so damn good. So I'm hoping Am I the Drama is so good as well.
Oh no. It's good this is how you do PR, people. Like this, you got to get out in them streets.
I feel like she's understanding. She doesn't have the emotion like Beyonce. You can't do a surprise drop and expect everybody in the world is going to do it. Like you have to do the PR beat. You just have to.
That's good. Like that keeps you in touch with reality. Like we just talked about how Beyonce is kind of, out of touch with reality because she doesn't have to do anything.
Exactly.
Like, we are going to eat up anything she puts out there, even if she might be playing in her face sometimes. So yeah.
So wait, so then she's pretty far along. You said the tour starts in February, and she said rehearsal starts when she has the baby.
Yeah.
So she's about to have this baby, I'm assuming. Soon.
I mean,
we're a couple months. I mean, we're not that far from January.
Yeah. I think sometimes people will, some people don't rehearse for that long. Like, they might have a month of rehearsals or something.
That's true.
But, maybe she's having I think she's going to have a Sagittarius baby. Like, that kind of seems November, early December. So, yeah, that should be interesting. These celebrities,
man, they always got something up their sleeve. They always either disappointing us or making us happy. So it's something. I want them to throw their money over here to an unemployed person.
Seriously, I need some of that.
But until next time, y'all, Julia has a therapy appointment. I have to get out at 11.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Please email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. You can donate to our self-funded, self-produced podcast at our Cash App in the description. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
I think we should call this episode Am I the Drama?
Okay. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcasts. If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.